Hey guys, welcome to Diecast Dynasty Garage. This is Chris, and I wanted to include something in the last post that I did not mention, and that is I will be doing some unboxing in my videos, both new and used. And when I mean used, I'm talking about as far as used cars that I buy from maybe Facebook or Mercari or OfferUp, people that sells used diecast cars. Um, so we will be doing some unboxing as well as new unboxing as far as cars I might get from Welly or something from AliExpress, which is mainly cars from China. But they manufacture a lot of cars we don't actually see over here or get over here. So I'll be doing a lot of unboxing of that. But in that case, with that being said, let's get into the video. So first here we have a Hung Key. And I know a lot of people are not familiar with this car. This is made in China. It's the Hongqi HS9. Well, actually, it's the H9. The HS9 is the SUV. This vehicle is electric. So this is not an American car. I know at first glance, some people probably look at it and thought maybe it looked like a Lincoln. And then from the rear, it kind of resembles a Cadillac in some sorts when you look at it. Because that's kind of like what it reminds me of when I look at it. It kind of reminds me of a Lincoln when I look at the front fascia of it. And then when you look at the back, pertaining to like the tail lights and stuff, it looks like a Cadillac. But in any case, this is a nice electric car that I believe it is very beautiful. As I said, this car was made in China. And I think as far as that goes, I don't know. I don't really think that those cars can be imported over here. But if you just happen to be over in the China area, it would probably be nice to actually test drive one of these cars. And they say they move pretty good. They also have luxury. They have a nice type of luxurious look to them. And I really like the overall styling of this car. So I think as it also has lights that come on. So, and I think as a styling view, I think it really does add a lot of mystique to it. I like the two-tone colors that it has. And I think as far as it goes, I really like the styling of it. I mean, I personally, I think the interior could have been maybe a little bit more luxurious to me. But you get what you get as far as these cars go. Now, this is a 1/24 scale, which I think, in my view, I think is pretty damn good for a 1/24. And I think they did a really good job at how they put this together. It is very crafty how they did the rims. And I think my favorite part about this build was the two-tone color. I think that's what stands out to me the most as far as this 124 is concerned. I like the two-tone color, and I think I like the chrome rims. To me, the chrome rims gives it that luxurious look to it, as well as the signature red stripe. There's a red stripe that goes along the middle of the hood, and I believe that it actually stands for something. It really does. It really does stand for something. The red line that goes down the middle. Now, the real car, when you look at the real car, when it comes on, the headlights come on, and the red stripe here down the middle actually lights up. So that's how you know when the car is on. That red strip down the front of the hood, it actually lights up with the rest of the headlights and everything. So that's another thing that I like about it. It also has a, hold on a second. It also has a, I just had to slow it down a little bit so you can kind of see it with the doors closed. So now you can actually get the look of the car itself. So when you look at it, you can actually see how the car looks. Personally, I like this one. It comes in 3 colors from my understanding. So the bottom part where you see this gold, they actually have one that comes in purple with the champagne color on top. And then you also have one that has a black going around the side with a silver on top. So it comes in a variety of colors right now, but I think those are the only colors that it has for the moment. But I actually like this car. I really think that they did really, really well with this. Now, on a scale from 1 to 10, I will probably give this a 9. I would give it a 9. I say the only reason why I probably wouldn't give it a 10, because it lacks a little bit of creativity as far as the interior. I think they probably should have did a little bit more detailing on the interior. But other than that, like the instrument panel is I like what they did to the instrument panel. The instrument panel is beautiful. But I think overall, I think the car is nice. I really like it. And I would have to give this car a 9. So, what do you think? You let me know in the comments about the rating of this car. What would you review this car from a 1 to 10 scale? What would you give this car? So if you had this, what would be your rating from this car on a 1 to 10? Okay, we're going to move on to the next one. Okay, so now we have the Challenger Hellcat. This one right here was actually created. I did this one myself. Now, what I want to say about this is there are a lot of Mopar enthusiasts out there who love their Hellcats. And I think there was a point where they were doing the camo, and it kind of became a popular thing amongst a lot of Challenger owners. I mean, some did do original, but I think you had you had a very good amount of people who were doing the camo look to their cars. And what I wanted to do with this one is I wanted to give it a camo look. Originally this car was yellow. So I did do a gray, orange, and black look to it. I gave it, this is what I added to it to give it that camo look. So the car, like I said, the car was originally yellow. These Challengers, what I like about these Challengers is that they made these actually in a lot of different colors and a lot of different packages. Now I've seen some where you have the RT stripe coming down the side here. I've seen some where you've had the stripes coming straight down the top and the back of the car, as well as on the front. I've seen some where they've actually had just maybe a black square here on the hood. And then there was some that was just plain. But I love the fact that they varietized these Challengers, because for anyone who collected these Challengers or had these in their collection, you could go and select like every Challenger in every different color, and none of them would be exactly the same. Each Challenger would actually be different. So you could have a collection of these Challengers and actually have all of them on a different scale as far as the look is concerned, because no Challenger came looking the same. And I think the burgundy Challenger they had, that was plain. They had this yellow one, which was a plain one. Okay, the green one had stripes. They had a red one with a different look. They had a white one with a different look. So you could really have a collection of these, or you could use your imagination. Now, let me say this. If you are one of those creative type, if you're one of those artistic type that likes to get creative with your models, do so. It doesn't hurt. Now, I will say this. Now, if you're that creative type, do something to your models that you might not ever see someone else do. Because one thing I can tell you is your model is going to be one of a kind. It's going to be one of a kind because it's something that you have that nobody else has. You see, that's the thing about having something unique, something that you like, something that you want to create, something that you want that is different, something that makes your collection stand out from all the rest. So this was one of the reasons why I did this to this Challenger. Like I said, there was a camo thing going on with these, and I think that those camos looked really cool. So I wanted to experiment with my own Challenger and I wanted to do a camo version of one of them. So this is the end result in it. It's not perfect. I'm not going to say it's perfect. And camo is not actually a perfect thing because it's just a lot of shapes and things like that. But, you know, this is what I came up with. So as far as review, I would give it maybe a 6.5. Because like I say, this is my first time. It's not perfect, but it's good enough for me. It just kind of gave me a bit of a lesson on how I could go about doing it in the near future if I decide to do another one. How to go about the colors more vividly and have them to just pop a little more than usual. So like I said, I'll give this one a 6.5. And like I said, if you want to get creative with your 124s, then do so. Like especially if you're somebody who is creative in that aspect, do so. Do something that people will say, well, who did that? Something that'll make your collection stand out. It doesn't always have to be original. See, when you look in the real world and you see these cars that people build in the real world, they're unique because this is something that you've never seen before. These people get creative mechanically. They do things and they build cars that you may not see the next man with. You may not ever see somebody else create. And then when other people see it, it's special because that's not something you normally see. Because they got creative mechanically and soundly. They put together a vehicle that they like, and that's something that is going to get people's attention. So with your diecast, if you're the creative type and you want to do something sporadic or you want to do something, for the moment, go wild with it. Go crazy with it. But make it special. Make it something that you would like, And I think that's what I enjoy with my collection, is that I like to do something sporadic and for the moment, So this is my Challenger Hellcat. Let's check out the neck. I have a special treat for y'all. Now check this out. This is a 1990 Cadillac Brougham. It's a two-door. Believe it or not, this is a plastic model. Now, I like plastic models too. So I have a few of those in my collection as well. This one here, I did not put together myself. I've actually bought this from a guy on Facebook Marketplace. He put this together and he was selling it, and I thought it was very nice, so I had to acquire it for my collection. I think this is a beautiful car. What I like about this is that everybody knows the one thing Cadillac is associated with, and that is the good old mayonnaise and mustard. We all know. If you don't know what mayonnaise and mustard is, ask an old school guy. We all know what mayonnaise and mustard is. It's the Vogue wheels. The Vogue tires. Cadillac has always been associated with Vogues for a long time, as long as I can remember. And think that's one of the greatest things that Cadillac has ever presented with their cars, or something that people love to put on their cars is those Vogues. And let me tell you, those Vogues really stand out on a Cadillac. They always have been, always will be. There's no denying it. But in any case, I love the mayonnaise and mustard on this Brougham here. Now, as you can see, this is really, really nice. It's nicely crafted. I love the color. I love the overflow of the color. I love how the interior was done in a nice white. And these models here, believe it or not, they came as a lowrider model. But I think when I talked to the guy, he mentioned to me that he didn't want to do the lowrider route. He didn't want to go the lowrider route. So he wanted to do just the plain Brougham with the with just one solid color, and put the mayonnaise and mustard on the wheels. He said he actually found those wheels to go on that Cadillac, which I think is awesome, because those are the perfect wheels to put on a Cadillac. I mean, you can't go wrong with Vogues. You can't go wrong, especially on a Cadillac. So I think he did a great job with this build. And when I saw it, I instantly wanted to get my hands on it. So I just love the craftsmanship of this. And you don't see a lot of these anymore, especially in the diecast or in the plastic models, the plastic models, the 125s. And when you look on eBay, they do have them sporadically on there, but man, they charge an arm and a leg for them. I mean, and they were made by Johan, and this was a model car company back in the day. They used to create a lot of these plastic models, specifically a lot of these Cadillac models too. They produced a lot of land yachts. And what I mean by land yachts, a lot of people know land yachts was those cars that were really, really big, with the long hoods, the long trunks, those ones that was about 18 to 20 feet long, So Johan did a lot of those. And when you go on eBay, you will find a lot of Cadillacs like this or older models that are really, really, really hard to find. But when you come across one, man, I mean, they are charging like really, really, really high prices for these cars. And I know it's based on rarity, because I know they're very hard to find. But when you get your hands on one, man, hold on to it. Hold on to it. I mean, because it is no telling when you may find the next one. So I was just lucky enough to get my hands on this one, even though it's not a Johan model. But just the fact that it's a Cadillac alone and that it's a Brougham from 1990 is good enough for me. So this is what I had to have in my collection. And I really like this one. I really like the way this one looks. Now, as far as the look, I mean, I would have to give it, I want to say an 8.5, a 9, 8.5 to a 9. Yeah, yeah. I want to give it between an 8.5 to a 9. Because it's not too much that is off about it. You know, there's a couple blemishes here and there as far as paint goes, as far as you know, that goes. But other than that, I mean, like, this car is beautiful. It's a beautiful car. So I would have to give it an 8.5. Now, if the lines were straight, as far as the painting goes, if the lines were straight, I would give this a 10. I would, no question, I would give this a 10. You know, but I also give it an 8.5 too, because of the rarity of these things. These are not easy to find. And like I said, if you do come across one, you're going to pay an arm and a leg for it. It's going to cost you. So, yeah. With that being said, let me know what you rate this Cadillac based on what you see. Let me know what your rating is on this Cadillac in the comments. From 1 to 10. Just based on what you see and how it looks, what would you rate this? Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Now, I have a treat for you guys. Check this out. This is the Koenigsegg 1. A lot of people know about this Koenigsegg. This car right here is very, very, very fast. And I think when I first saw this, I had to get my hands on it. It is, to me, a beautiful car. I love the craftsmanship that they did with this one. This one is awesome. Like there's no words to describe like what they did to this car. Like, it is beautiful. This is a beautiful car. I think they did absolutely a magnificent job with this car. And as you can see, it does have lights. And it has flip-up doors. It does have flip-up doors. So, let me show you guys real quick. Okay. So, look at this weird configuration here. Look at this weird configuration. Like, this is really weird. Look at the back. I mean, look at the open part on the back. Like, this is absolutely wild. Like, the whole back half of that car opens up. That is wild. And as you can see, the doors flip straight up. Like, words cannot describe the weird configuration of this car. I don't know what much to say about this, but this car is, like, this is pretty cool. Like, I did not, let me state this, I did not order this over here. I ordered this on AliExpress. So for anybody that is interested in getting one of these for their collection, I suggest you go to the AliExpress website, and go to the 124 diecast car section, and they have a vast array of diecast cars there that they have on the market over there that they do not have over here at all. They don't have over here. As you know, markets vary depending upon your region, depending upon where you live. So it takes normally about 15 days as far as shipping goes. It takes about 15 days. Sometimes it could be sooner than 15 days. You may get it in 10 days. But you're going to be looking at about 15 days. Almost half a month before you get your purchase. Because it's coming from overseas and it has to go through customs. So that is where I got this Koenigsegg from. It is very fast. As much as you know, this is not just a sports car. This is more like a hypercar. And this car is probably somewhere in the 200 mile range, miles per hour range. That's fast. And I like this. Now, at the time that I purchased this car only came in two colors. It was this color here, and then they had one that was purple. But now, after I purchased this, they added two more colors to this, which was white with orange, white with green stripes, with the carbon fiber down the middle, as you can see on this one. And then they had the black one. They had a black one also. So now this car actually comes in 4 colors. And so now it see, with this one you have to put the door down and then push it in. But I think this is a beautiful car. I really do. I like what they did with this Koenigsegg. This was just one for the books right here. This was one that I had to have in my collection. Like, I had to have this one. And I think this one right here, they did not pull no punches with this one. They didn't pull any punches with this one. You know, and I have to give this one a 10. 10 out of 10. Perfect. 10 out of 10. I mean, the craftsmanship, the color, the carbon fiber along the roof line, coming through the back here. Just the way they did all of this special detailing here. The way they did the headlights, the wheels of course are perfect. And the tail lights and this big huge wing on the back. I just think they hit it out the park with this one. I really do. I think they hit it out the park with this one. And I have to give this one a 10 out of 10. What do you think? What do you give this? What do you rate this one right here? Let me know in the comments below. What do you rate this Koenigsegg one? Now, we're going to go to our next one and final one for the day. Well, as you know, I had to go out with a bang on the last one for today. I don't want people to get this confused with a Wraith. This is not a Wraith. This is not a Wraith. Let me say that again. This is not a Wraith. This is a Rolls-Royce swept tail. And a lot of people might not be familiar with this car. And let me tell you why. If you know the history of this car, then I don't have to explain. But for the average person that doesn't know about the swept tail, let me tell you about the swept tail. Now, the swept tail is a one of one. And what do I mean by that? This car was not made for production at all. At all. There is only one owner in the world that has this particular Rolls-Royce. They called it a swept tail. This guy actually came to the dealership and had them to specially build him a Rolls-Royce of his liking, to his specifics, something that he wanted to his specifics. And this is what they built. So this is not a worldwide production model. No, this is not a top 10 where 10 people own this. No, this is a one owner vehicle. The swept tail was designed for one person only. And I have to say, this is badass. You know, Rolls-Royce, the one thing about Rolls-Royce is when you're the type of person that can wave money in front of them, they will take requests, special requests for certain specifications and modifications that you want done to your Rolls-Royce, particularly, especially if you have the money to do it. Now, this guy, of course, he had the money to do it, you know, especially since he has a one of one and nobody else has this model. He's the only person in the world with this car. So you know this is unique. And that goes back to what I was saying as far as customizing and designing your 124s to your liking, because it's unique. It's something that only you have and nobody else. Especially when you create it to the point to where it gets attention. Because nobody else creates something like that, you know, and say the next person in the world would do it the exact same way that you did it. No. There's a reason why they always characterize a car as a one of one, because nobody else in the world is going to have it. And that's exactly what they did with this Rolls-Royce here. No one else in the world has it but this one guy who specifically asked Rolls-Royce to build him a special car to his liking that only he would have. And this is the only Rolls-Royce in the world. This is the only swept tail. So these were not mass produced, and these were not handed out to a certain select few celebrities. This was only built for one person and one person only. And I like it. I think this is a beautiful car. I think what Rolls-Royce did with it is spectacular. Now look at it with the door closed. I mean, that is beautiful. That is one beautiful car. I mean, you cannot deny it. I mean, Rolls-Royce always tends to go all out on their cars. They do. They don't, they don't sidestep. They don't beat around the bush. Like, they give you the creme de la creme when it comes to their cars. Like, they give you the best. And of course, it does have lights. So it's a beautiful car, man. I mean, I love it. And this one also as well, I have to give it a 10 out of 10. I mean, because even as a model, it is beautiful. I love the gold. The gold just brings out the whole car. I mean, I love how they laced it in gold. The gold outlines. I mean, that is just spectacular how they did that. The red and black interior. I mean, even the spirit of ecstasy is in gold. I mean, you just can't get no better than that. And then when you lace it with the matte black hood, and then you got this huge panoramic roof that runs from the front of the car all the way to the back. I mean, are you telling me this is what Rolls-Royce came up with for this one guy? Now, you tell me, would you do something like this if you had the money? Leave it in the comments and let me know what you think. Okay, guys. So, that was a review of the first few of my 124s. Also, as I go through this, I'll be showing you some of the customization that I'm doing with some of my models. I will also show you step by step, on how you can do that. And like I said before, I will take y'all guys on a personal unboxing of my new or used models so that you can see what I purchased, whether it's new or whether it's used. Some used models may not be top, like overall great or in great condition, but that's a great thing because it gives me a chance to look at it and be able to make some changes to it and give it a different look, make some modifications to it. And I think that's what I enjoy about doing diecast cars and collecting diecast cars, because it gives you a canvas to be able to explore your collection and being able to just explore and do the things you want to do to your collection because it's yours. You have to make your collection unique to the point to where you like it or you love it. This is something that a lot of people enjoy doing. There are a lot of collectors out there who enjoy just collecting them and then just put them on the shelf for presentation. That's fine. That's what started it all. Then you have some collectors who just collect all types of diecasts, from not only just cars, but bikes, buses, construction machines, and things like that. So people have a vast array of how they collect their cars, etc. But it doesn't make your collection any worse, if I want to put it like that. It just makes your collection more unique, more vast, because you're collecting what you like and what you like, the next person can't tell you what you like and what you don't like. But that's the reason why you collect these, because you go out into the world of diecast cars and you pick what you like. You buy what you want, and if you want to customize it, you can do that. If you want to just put it on the shelf, you can do that. If you want your collection to be a vast array of regular cars and construction vehicles and emergency vehicles, you can do that because it's your collection. But that's what makes it so unique, you see. And we have to come to grips that everybody's collection is not going to be the same, And that's what I love about this, is that if you look at people's collections all over the world, people collect all different types of things in their collection, but they love it. And that's the joy of it. As long as you love it and you like what you see in your collection, it's going to bring joy to your heart, and then you like to show it off to the world to show them what you have, and this is what we're going to do. So, I think I like what I've seen here. And like I said, continue to collect, continue to enjoy, and continue to stay in the diecast world. This is Chris from Diecast Dynasty Garage. I salute all you guys in the diecast world. Keep collecting and keep growing. Don't forget to subscribe and like. Don't forget, subscribe and like, because there will be more time, will be more videos coming your way. This is just the first of many. So, this is Chris from Diecast Dynasty Garage, signing off. Good day.